F3TR, and welcome to another episode of Superman in a Month. And today I will be reviewing the Superman movie that started it all for the entire franchise, Superman the movie, or the motion picture we should call it. This movie was made in 1978 and was directed by Richard Donner, and it stars I'm going to keep the cast simple, of Christopher Reeves, who is considered to be the best person who has ever played Superman, but I agree to that. Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor, and Margaret Kindler as Lois Lane. And in terms of plot, it really just goes over the basic knowledge that I think any person who knows even a little bit about Superman would know about the origins of Superman. It goes over the last days of Krypton, when General Zod is being kind of thrown into the Phantom Zone. Superman's father, Jor-El, sends Superman to Earth because Krypton's going to be destroyed, and he's discovered by the Kents, and he's kind of raised up with, human morals of, how one should live their life, and it's discovered very soon as a child that Clark is not a normal person, and he has these powers. And over time, he tries to live a normal life. He moves to Metropolis, and he ends up becoming a reporter, working closely with Lois Lane. And when she's involved in a helicopter accident, Clark Kent has to change into his outfit for the first time and publicly save someone. And then, as I'm sure you know, over time, he kind of gets the reputation of being Superman, and Lex Luthor wants to make a lot of money by causing a major earthquake to establish some big real estate deal. And it really culminates with Superman facing the single most difficult decision that he has ever had to make, having to choose to follow the advice of his Earth father and his Krypton father. And he probably pulls one of the most iconic, but in my opinion, outrageous moments in movie history. And that's really all you need to know in terms of plot. This is an absolutely, truly great film, and it's really the foundation to which all superhero movies are kind of derived from. I mean, even in terms of Marvel, there probably wouldn't even be movies like Iron Man or Spider-Man, or even, heck, Tim Burton's Batman, without this movie here. It set the bar. It showed you how you tell a story around a superhero. You don't just make it about the powers, you make it about the person and their struggle to have to cope with their responsibilities and what life to choose. Christopher Reeves, even to this day, is probably the best interpretation of any version of Superman. Not counting the animated versions, because that's a voice actor, and voice actors don't really have to do as much work as actual acting. But he really brings that sort of, ultimate, just true American hero, the kind of guy you could root for, and he'll never let you down. Lois Lane also brings her side of kind of making Clark Kent kind of seem a bit like a weakling. She kind of has that, I don't want to say tomboy type of essence, but she's that reporter who just will do anything to get a story. And Lex Luthor, although I don't necessarily agree that this Lex Luthor is really the best version we've seen, I would say that for this particular time period in the late 70s, he does work with, what is presented at the time, or the kind of issues that were being dealt with during that time period. If there were any real flaws that I would say that the movie carries in a whole, it's that perhaps this is much betterly done in the sequel, but I would have wished if there were a couple of moments to actually see. It would have been nice to see an older Clark have like a couple of moments, maybe talking to like the spirit of his Earth father. It would have been nice, and they actually pulled a stunt like that, if I remember, in Smallville, where at the end of the series, the Mr. Kent gives kind of older Clark his suit for the first time. It would have been nice to have a moment like that. And although they do have like a couple of periodic moments where Superman kind of hears the voice of his Krypton father, it would have made it a bit more touching, in my opinion, to just see a real Superman talk with Mr. Kent. Anyway, without rambling anymore, this is the superhero movie that started it all. It's by far an absolute necessary movie to see, along with the sequel. going into Man of Steel, which is why I'm proud to give Superman, the motion picture from 1978, a 9 out of 10. Great movie. Definitely check it out any way you can. If I may be wrong, I'm not sure if they took it down. You might be able to check it out on Netflix. I would suggest see it at least 2 or 3 times. And please join me next Wednesday when I review the sequel to Superman the Motion Picture, Superman 2. And if you like this video, please like, comment down below, and please subscribe to keep track of my future episodes of Superman Month. And like always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next week.